Mom wants a new car for her birthday for status, so I'll take your money from the safe. I'm not asking permission, because everything was decided without you. My husband barked and rushed to my safe. But as soon as he touched the money, he screamed in wild pain. Before I begin, I'll ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and enjoy listening. Victoria stood at the ATM and stared at the screen, not believing her eyes. $2,000 had disappeared from their joint account. She checked the transactions again. Cash withdrawal 3 days ago when she was at a business meeting in Chicago. Her phone vibrated in her pocket. "Honey," she answered, trying to keep her voice steady. "Ryan, $2,000 disappeared from our joint account. Did you withdraw it?" The pause on the other end was too long. "Yeah, I did. Mom needed it urgently. Her water heater broke, flooded the neighbors downstairs. I didn't have time to call you. You were traveling for work." Victoria felt something clench inside. Not from the amount. $2,000 wasn't a catastrophe for her. From the fact that he didn't even think it necessary to ask. "Ryan, this is joint money. We agreed to discuss large expenses." Large. Defensive aggression appeared in his voice. "Vic, it's not 20 grand. And besides, Mom was panicking. The neighbors were threatening to sue. What was I supposed to do? Call me. Text me. At least ask. Listen, don't make a scene over nothing. I'll pay it back when I get my bonus at the end of the month." She knew there would be no bonus. At his construction company, bonuses had been promised for 6 months, but there were always reasons not to pay them. "Fine, but next time always ask." She hung up without waiting for an answer. Victoria ran a small advertising agency that she'd built from scratch 5 years ago in downtown Seattle. She earned every dollar with her work, her nerves, sleepless nights over projects, and the fact that her husband spent this money, even joint money, without her knowledge, hurt more than she expected. That evening, she returned home exhausted. It had been a brutal day. Negotiations with a difficult client who changed the scope of work 5 times. Ryan met her in the kitchen, stirring something in a pot. "Made chili," he said conciliatorily. "Your favorite." Victoria nodded, heading to the bedroom. She needed to change and decompress. When she came out, her mother-in-law was already sitting in the kitchen. Patricia, 61 years old, bleached blonde hair, bright red lipstick, and a habit of showing up at the worst possible moment. She lived across town in Ballard, but had keys to their condo. A gift from Ryan last Christmas that Victoria received without enthusiasm. "Victoria, sweetie." Patricia jumped up and pulled her into a hug. "Ryan said you were traveling. How was it? You must be exhausted." "Fine." Victoria freed herself and sat at the table. "Work, work, work." Patricia sighed and sat across from her. "You should work less, honey. It's terrible for your health. When I was your age, I'd already had Ryan, stayed home, waited for my husband to come home from work." Victoria remained silent, ladling chili into her bowl. She'd heard this speech regularly. "And I worked for others my whole life, got paid peanuts," Patricia continued, not waiting for a response. "Worked at the public library for 25 years. The salary was a joke, but I helped kids learn to read. And now Social Security gives me barely anything. $1,600 a month. Can you imagine what you can buy with that?" Ryan brought cornbread and sat next to his mother. "Mom, you know we'll always help if you need it." "It's not about that, honey. It's just frustrating. Other people's kids grow up and take care of them in their old age, and here I am, all alone." Victoria felt the tension returning. She understood perfectly where this was heading. "Patricia, if you need help, you can just say so directly without all the hints." Her mother-in-law put on a surprised expression. "What hints, dear? I'm just sharing. Or am I not allowed to talk to my family now?" "You can, but let's be honest. Do you need money, Patricia?" Ryan put down his spoon. Don't be like that. Like what? I'm asking a normal question. Patricia stood up from the table, pressing her hand to her chest. I can see I'm not wanted here. Ryan, you eat. I'll go. Mom, stay. He shot Victoria a guilty look. Vic's just tired. Don't take it personally. Victoria finished her chili in silence. Patricia left 10 minutes later, giving her daughter-in-law a cold stare. Ryan walked his mother to the elevator, and when he returned, his face was stormy. Why are you like that with her? She's struggling, sharing her feelings. And you? I'm tired, Ryan. Tired of these games. If she needs help, she can ask. Normally, like an adult, not through sighs and passive-aggressive comments. You could be nicer. She's elderly. Victoria looked at her husband and suddenly realized he truly didn't see the manipulation. For him, his mother was a saint who had sacrificed everything, and he was ready to sacrifice anything to keep her happy. The next 2 weeks passed quietly. Victoria threw herself into work. The agency landed a major contract from a regional electronics chain. They needed a complete marketing campaign, including design, social media strategy, and content creation. The project budget was impressive, $100,000. She worked 12-hour days, coordinated a team of 7, approved every detail with the client. When the project wrapped and the money hit the agency's account, Victoria felt legitimate pride. This was her success, the result of her efforts. That evening, she came home early with a bottle of good wine and takeout sushi. She wanted to celebrate with her husband. Ryan was on the couch with his phone, scrolling. Hey. Victoria set the bags on the counter. I have news. What? He looked up. I closed the electronics project. 100,000. The agency's net profit is 40. Ryan jumped up and hugged her. Vic, that's amazing. I'm so proud. Business is really taking off. Yeah, it's going really well. They sat down to eat. Ryan opened the wine, filled their glasses. Victoria felt pleasantly tired and ready to relax. You know, he said after a pause, since you just had this big success, maybe you could help Mom? Her refrigerator is dying. Food keeps spoiling. She mentioned it yesterday. Victoria slowly set down her glass. Ryan, we're talking about this 5 minutes after I told you about the project. Well, I just figured you've got the money now. She needs a decent fridge. They're like $700-800. The money belongs to the agency, not to me personally. It goes to payroll, taxes, rent, equipment. But you own it. You can take money out. I can, but I won't, because this is business capital, not petty cash. He frowned. So a refrigerator for my mother isn't important. It's important, but it's not my responsibility. Your mother gets Social Security. You have a salary. If she needs a fridge, you two can split it. My salary is nothing, you know that. I've got the truck payment, gas, insurance. Ryan. She cut him off. I'm not obligated to support your mother. It's your decision how to help her, but not with my money. He pushed away his plate. I don't recognize you anymore. You've become so cold, so hard. I've learned to value my work. There's a difference. For you, money is more important than family. For me, boundaries and respect for my work are important. He got up and went to the bedroom. Victoria sat alone, finishing the cold sushi. The celebration was ruined. She knew more conversations like this were coming, and each one would be harder. 3 more weeks passed. Victoria made a decision she'd been considering for a while. She needed a safe. She was saving for a major expansion, opening a second office in Portland. Lease, build-out, equipment, 3 months of payroll. All of it required serious capital. She'd already saved $100,000 in a separate account. But Victoria wanted cash on hand for unexpected expenses. She ordered a safe online, compact but solid, with a digital keypad lock. When it arrived and was installed in the walk-in closet, Ryan was at work. That evening, he noticed it immediately. What's this? He stood in the closet doorway, staring at the gray metal box. A safe. I can see that. Why? For storing cash and important documents. I'll be keeping significant amounts on hand soon. We're married, Vic. Why do you need a safe? Who are you hiding it from? No one. It's just smart security. You don't trust me. Victoria turned to face him. Trust has nothing to do with it. This is my money, my documents, my choice. We live together. We share finances. Partially. What I earn through the agency is mine. You've become so secretive, paranoid even. Ryan, let's not turn this into a thing. The safe is for security. That's it. Security from who? From me. From everyone. You never know what could happen. He stood there another moment, then turned and left. Victoria knew she'd hurt him, but she wasn't backing down. This was her boundary, her right. And she wouldn't let anyone, even her husband, control what she'd earned. A week later, Patricia showed up, this time unannounced, on a Saturday morning. Victoria was home alone. Ryan had driven to Tacoma to help a buddy with some drywall. She answered the door in sweats with coffee in hand. Sweetie, hi. Patricia squeezed past her with 2 grocery bags. I made some cookies. Thought I'd stop by. You and Ryan are always so busy, probably not eating right. Victoria led her to the kitchen, hiding her frustration. Her one day off, her only chance to sleep in and relax, was now ruined. Thanks, Patricia. But we're managing. Managing. Patricia started unpacking cookies. Look how thin you've gotten. You're wasting away. Victoria was 140 pounds at 5 feet 7 inches. She wasn't thin. My weight is fine. Oh, honey, I used to be slim too, and look at me now. Patricia patted her hips. It's all stress. Life wears you down. They sat at the table. Patricia poured coffee, launched into stories about her neighbors, complaints about her doctor's office. Victoria half listened, plotting how to politely get her to leave. So, Victoria, Patricia suddenly changed topics. Ryan mentioned you did some work on the condo. Said you had something installed. No work, just added something. He said it was in the bedroom. Not the bedroom, the closet, a safe. Patricia froze with her cup halfway to her mouth. A safe? What for? Storing valuables. What valuables? You got jewelry or something. She laughed, but her eyes stayed sharp. Documents, cash, business things. You're keeping cash in a safe. My God, how much are we talking about if you need a safe? Victoria felt the conversation sliding somewhere dangerous. Enough for business needs. For business, Patricia repeated. I see. Meanwhile, I'm living on Social Security. $1,600 a month. If I had a safe, I wouldn't have anything to put in it. Patricia, let's not. Not what? I'm just making conversation. You've got it good, Victoria. Great husband, nice place, successful business, money. And me? What do I have? Lonely old age. You have a son who loves you and helps you. Helps. Patricia smirked. When's he got time between work and your demands? Victoria set down her cup. What are you trying to say? Nothing, dear. I just think a good daughter-in-law helps her husband's family, doesn't let them struggle. I don't let you struggle. Ryan helps when you need it. Ryan's broke. You know that. Then maybe you should look for part-time work. Lots of retirees have jobs. Patricia went pale. I worked 30 years, destroyed my health, and you're telling me to get a job? I didn't mean it like that. You just constantly complain about money, and I don't understand what you expect from me. I expect compassion, support, family taking care of family. Family means respecting boundaries and not reaching into other people's wallets. Victoria stood. Patricia, I need to work. Thanks for the cookies. Her mother-in-law also rose. Her face was stone. So I'm just an outsider. Got it. Fine, Victoria. I won't bother you. Work. She left, slamming the door. Victoria stood in the kitchen, fists clenched. Inside, she was boiling with anger. The hints, the sighs, the guilt trips. All of it was driving her insane. That evening, Ryan came home exhausted and dirty. He showered, changed, sat down to dinner. Victoria put pasta in front of him. Mom came by. Yeah. How'd it go? Badly. She started in on money again. He sighed. Vic, what would it cost you? Just help her a little. Ryan, how much longer? I'm not responsible for supporting your mother. Nobody's saying support. Just help occasionally. You help constantly. Appliances, prescriptions, whatever. I'm fine with it, but that's your salary, your call. My salary is pathetic. Then find a better job. He looked hurt. Easy for you to say. Easy for you to live off my income too, she shot back. Ryan went pale. So that's what you think? That I'm mooching off you? That's not what I meant. I'm just tired of your mother treating my money like family money. It is family money. We're married. Marriage is about the relationship, not finances. He finished eating in silence, then retreated to the bedroom. Victoria cleaned the kitchen, feeling an invisible wall growing between them. They used to be close, could talk about anything. Now every conversation ended in conflict. 2 more weeks passed. One evening, Ryan came home with an unusual expression. Excited, almost manic. Vic, I need to talk to you. What? Mom's birthday is coming up. She'll be 62. Victoria nodded. She remembered. Yeah, late April. What about it? She wants to celebrate for real this year. Says she's dreamed of it her whole life. Okay, what does that mean? Nice restaurant, family presents. A real party. Sure. How much? Depends on the gift. Victoria's stomach dropped. Ryan, just say it. He sat across from her, met her eyes. She wants a car. Excuse me. A car. She's never owned one. Always buses, always asking for rides. Now, with her age, carrying groceries, doctor appointments, a car would change everything. Victoria leaned back. You're joking. I'm completely serious. Ryan, a decent used car is at least $8,000. New is $25,000 and up. I know. And where exactly are we getting that kind of money? He hesitated. You've got savings. Everything inside Victoria went cold. I have savings for business, for the Portland expansion. I've been building that for 2 years. But Mom only asks once. It's her birthday. Birthdays happen every year. Vic, please understand. This matters to her. She gave up everything for me. Now it's our turn. Our? You make 40,000. I make 300. So when you say our, you mean mine. My money. We're married, Victoria. Marriage isn't an excuse to raid my business savings for your mother's car. He stood agitated. So that's a no? Absolutely not. Not even up for discussion. Ryan paced the kitchen. You know, Mom said you'd be like this. I defended you. But now I see she was right. Right about what? That you're selfish. Cold. Only care about yourself. Victoria stood. I care about our future. That money is an investment in the business that supports us, that supports you, pays for this condo, your truck, your clothes. I work too. For pennies that go straight to your mother. He raised his hand like he might hit her, then stopped, lowered it, went pale. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Get out. Vic. Get out. He left. Victoria sat on the kitchen floor, arms wrapped around her knees. This was the beginning of something terrible. She could feel it. His mother wanted a car, an expensive status car, and Ryan would pressure, manipulate, guilt trip. But Victoria wouldn't budge. The next day, Patricia called. Her voice dripped honey. Victoria, sweetheart, hi. Ryan told me you two discussed my birthday. Hello. Yes, we did. What do you think about my idea? Which idea? The car. I've been looking online. There are good deals. A Honda Civic or Toyota Corolla. Used but solid. About $10,000. Patricia, I don't have that kind of money for a gift. What do you mean? What about the safe? Victoria gripped the phone. That money is for business. Honey, doesn't my happiness matter? I raised Ryan alone. Gave up my whole life for him. Now I just want a little something for myself. Then save your Social Security. On $1,600 a month? You're kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm saying I won't buy you a car. So you're refusing me? Yes. Silence. I see. Then let me tell you something, Victoria. Ryan is my son. My only son. And if you're not prepared to respect his mother, I'll make sure he knows what kind of person you really are. Understand? I understand. Good. Think about it carefully. Family matters more than money. She hung up. Victoria stood holding the phone. The threat was crystal clear. Her mother-in-law had declared war. That evening, Ryan came home late, went straight to bed facing the wall. Victoria didn't try to talk. She knew words wouldn't help anymore. 3 days later, Patricia texted a Craigslist link. Honda Civic. Silver. 2010, $9,500. This is the one I want. Think about it, Victoria. This isn't just a gift. It's showing you respect family. Victoria deleted it, then blocked Patricia on everything. Ryan found out that evening and exploded. You blocked my mother? Yes. What the hell? She was harassing me about the car. She's dreaming. That's all. She can dream on someone else's dime. You're impossible, Victoria. Maybe, but I won't be manipulated. He left for his mother's place. Came back at dawn drunk and furious. He crashed on the couch. After that, they barely spoke. Patricia's birthday was a month away. Victoria knew it would be a battlefield. The morning started with a call. Unknown number. Victoria. This is Linda Chin, Patricia's sister. We haven't met, but I need to talk to you. Victoria sat up in bed. I'm listening. Patricia told me everything about her birthday and the car. I'm honestly shocked by your attitude. My sister lived in poverty her whole life, raised Ryan alone, and you can't give her this one thing. With respect, this is none of your business. It is my business. Patricia is my baby sister, and I'll tell you something, young lady. Money comes and goes, but family is forever. Think about that. Victoria hung up. Her hands shook with rage. Patricia was mobilizing the whole family. This was coordinated attack. Over the next few hours, 3 more people called. Ryan's cousin, some distant aunt, Patricia's book club friend. All said the same thing. How can you deny an elderly woman her dream? Family is more important than money. By evening, Victoria had silenced her phone. She tried to focus on work, but her thoughts scattered. This was real harassment, organized, systematic, designed to break her down. Ryan came home that night looking determined. Family called you. They did. I didn't ask them to. Your mother did. She's setting everyone on me. She's just upset, venting. She's coordinating an attack. Maybe because you're wrong. Victoria stood. I'm wrong for not wanting to hand over 10 grand for your mother's car. You're wrong for putting money before family, for thinking only about yourself and your business. My business supports you. This condo, everything. You always throw that in my face. Because it's true. Ryan moved toward the door. You know what? Mom was right about you. You're heartless. He left. Victoria remained standing, feeling everything compress into a knot inside her chest. She was losing this war not because she was weak, but because she was fighting alone against an entire clan. The next morning, she found a Facebook post from Patricia, a long essay about ungrateful daughters-in-law who forget who raised their husbands, about how hard old age is when your family doesn't appreciate you. No names, but the target was obvious. 20 sympathetic comments. Patricia's friends outraged on her behalf. Victoria closed Facebook. She wouldn't dignify it with a response. That evening, Ryan came home with a serious expression. "We need to talk like adults." "Go ahead." "I know you don't want to spend the money. I get it. But let's compromise." Victoria braced herself. Ryan's compromises usually meant she caved completely. What compromise? A cheaper car. Not 10,000. Maybe 6. I've seen decent ones. "Ryan, I'm not giving a penny. Not 10, not 6, not 1. "Why are you so stubborn?" "Because it's my money and my decision." "Fine. Then I'll take a loan. I'll pay it myself." "With what?" "Your 40,000. "I'll get a second job." "You've been saying that for 3 years." "I mean it this time." "Really? And what's the payment?" $500 a month for 5 years? That's thousands in interest for a car that'll be worth nothing. But Mom will be happy. Victoria went to the window. Outside, the Seattle drizzle made everything gray. "Listen carefully. I'm not giving money. I won't co-sign a loan. I'm not part of this. You want to buy your mom a car? Your business. Your money. I don't have money." "Exactly. And I don't have it for this purpose." "You have it in the safe." "That's for Portland. Not gifts." He came up behind her, put his hands on her shoulders. "Vic, please. I'm begging you. This really matters." She pulled away. "No. You understand what you're doing? You're destroying our marriage." "I'm not destroying it. You are, by choosing your mother over me." "I'm not choosing anyone. I just want everyone happy." "At my expense." "At our expense." "No, Ryan. At mine." He left, slamming the door. Victoria sat on the floor in the living room, arms around her knees. Inside it was empty and cold. She suddenly realized she didn't love him. Maybe never had. Just habit, comfort, convenience. A week of silence. Ryan stayed at Patricia's or with friends. Only came home for clothes. Victoria buried herself in work. The agency was booming. She worked 12-hour days, built the Portland plans, tried not to think about her crumbling marriage. Then, 3 days before Patricia's birthday, something strange happened. Victoria was home working when she heard a key in the lock. She jumped up, ran to the entry. Ryan stood there with his keys. "What are you doing here?" "I live here." "No, we're getting divorced." "We haven't filed yet. I changed my mind." "Changed your mind?" He came inside, dropped his jacket. "I don't want a divorce. We can fix this." "Ryan, leave. Now. This is my place, too. I'm on the lease. The condo is mine. I bought it before we married. But I live here. I have rights. Make me leave." Victoria felt ice spread through her veins. This wasn't her husband. This was someone she didn't recognize. Hard, determined, dangerous. What's going on? What's going on is what should have happened a long time ago. Mom and I talked. She's right. You manipulate me, control the money, disrespect my family. I disrespect. Yes, you refused Mom her gift. Made me look like a loser. You're destroying this family. Ryan, are you insane? No, I finally see, clearly. And you know what? Mom's getting her car. No matter what. With what money? He looked at her, and something in his eyes made her genuinely afraid. With yours. Victoria stood facing her husband, and for the first time in their marriage, saw something truly frightening in his eyes. Not anger, not hurt, determination. Get out of my condo. Right now. No, Ryan said calmly. I'm not going anywhere. And the money's going to Mom. You've lost your mind. No. I just realized I can't negotiate with you anymore. He walked toward the bedroom. Victoria ran after him, but he went into the walk-in closet and shut the door. She pounded on it, demanded he open it. Nothing. 20 minutes later, he emerged with a bag. Got my stuff. I'll be back tomorrow. For what? You'll see. He left. Victoria stood in the hallway, trying to process what just happened. Her husband broke into her home, took things, threatened her. She checked the closet. The safe was intact. Code unchanged. Inside, $100,000, her Portland money. Victoria stared at the safe and suddenly understood. Ryan knew the code. She'd changed it a month ago, but he could have watched, could have guessed. She'd used the date they first met. He could come back when she was gone and simply take the money. Victoria sat on the closet floor. She needed to do something immediately. She couldn't let him steal 2 years of savings. The idea came suddenly. Mousetraps. Industrial spring traps. If Ryan tried to grab the cash, he'd get snapped. The next morning, she drove to Home Depot, bought 6 heavy-duty snap traps. The clerk looked at her strangely. You got rats. Something like that. At home, she removed the cash from the safe, arranged the traps inside, positioning them to trigger when anyone grabbed the bills, set them tight, tested them. The mechanisms were powerful. Then she carefully layered the money over the traps, leaving them armed. Anyone reaching for the cash would get caught. Victoria closed the safe, checked the code. Everything ready. She didn't change the locks. She wanted to catch him in the act. Because that's what this was now. Theft. The day passed tensely. Victoria worked from home, listening for sounds. Ryan didn't appear. The next day, the day before Patricia's birthday, Patricia texted, Victoria, I'm inviting you to my party despite everything. Come. There'll be a surprise. Victoria deleted it. What surprise? What were they planning? That evening Ryan called. Mom wants you at her birthday. I'm not coming. Vic, come on. Let's end this. Come, wish her happy birthday, we'll move on. No. Whatever. He hung up. Victoria sat on the couch, anxiety building. Something was coming. Soon. She slept badly, waking at every sound. But no one came. The next morning, Patricia's birthday eve, Victoria went to the office. Client meeting. She got home around 6. The condo was too quiet. She checked the closet. The safe was closed. She exhaled with relief. An hour later, she heard the key in the lock. Ryan. He entered without greeting. Walked straight to where Victoria sat with her laptop. We need to talk. Last time. Talk. Tomorrow's Mom's birthday. She's expecting the car, which she won't get. Correct. Wrong. I found one. Good deal. 9,000. Seller will hold it until tonight. I need the money from your safe. Victoria slowly closed her laptop. You're not getting a penny. I'm not asking. Ryan, that's my money. You have no right. I have every right. I'm your husband. Soon to be ex. We're not divorced yet. So I'm your husband and entitled to half of everything. I earned that money through my business before we married. While I supported you. Victoria laughed bitterly. Supported me? On 40,000. I paid for groceries, utilities, gas. Pennies. I paid for everything else. Ryan stood. His face was stone. You know what, Victoria? I'm done arguing. I'm done begging. I'm done humiliating myself. Then leave. No, because I've decided. The money's going to Mom. Despite you. We planned everything. Without me. Yes, because you don't listen. Victoria stood, got in his face. Listen very carefully. If you try to take my money, I'll press charges. Theft, breaking, and entering. Everything I can think of. You'll go to jail. I won't. You can't prove anything. We're married. Shared assets. Not shared. Mine. We'll see. He turned toward the door. Stopped. See you tomorrow, Victoria. Tomorrow it ends. Mom gets her car. You get your divorce. And you can keep your money. Alone. The door slammed. Victoria stood in the living room, everything inside frozen. Tomorrow. He said tomorrow. She went to the closet, checked the safe. The traps were armed and ready. Victoria sat beside it, hugging her knees. Tomorrow was Patricia's birthday. Ryan would come for the money, and she'd catch him, literally catch him. The night passed sleeplessly. Morning came gray and wet, typical Seattle. Victoria was making coffee when someone knocked. She opened the door. Ryan stood there. Behind him, Patricia. We came, he said. His voice was tense, strange. Why? To talk. One last time. Victoria wanted to slam the door, but Ryan pushed inside. Patricia followed, looking around like she owned the place. Living room, Victoria said coldly. They sat on her couch. Victoria remained standing. Say what you came to say. Patricia pulled a tissue from her purse, dabbed her eyes. Victoria, sweetie, today's my birthday. I'm 62. I've lived a hard life, raised Ryan alone, sacrificed everything. And now, in my old age, I want one small thing. A car. To get to doctors, to visit friends. It's not much to ask. It's $9,000. For you, that's nothing. You have a business, money. For me, it's 2 years of work, saved for expansion. Patricia sniffled. Ryan, tell her. Tell her how I've always dreamed of this. Ryan stood. Mom's dreamed of this her whole life. And you're refusing out of pure spite. Out of self-preservation. No, out of selfishness. Victoria turned to him. Fine. Let's end this circus. You came for money. I won't give it. Leave. Ryan looked at his mother. She nodded. He stepped toward Victoria. We're not leaving without the money. Try to take it. I'll call the police. Call them. We'll be gone before they arrive. What? Patricia stood, tissue gone. No tears at all. You think we're stupid? We planned everything, Victoria. Ryan knows your code. We're taking the money now. Buying the car. You can call the cops, call the FBI. You won't prove anything. Victoria stepped back. You're serious? Completely. Ryan moved toward the bedroom. Victoria ran after him, but Patricia grabbed her arm. Let him go, dear. This is inevitable. Victoria yanked free, chased Ryan. He was already in the closet, standing at the safe. Don't you dare! He turned. His face showed determination mixed with triumph. Sorry, Vic, but we decided without you. He faced the safe, started entering the code. Victoria stood in the doorway, fists clenched, heart pounding so hard it hurt. The safe opened with a soft click. Ryan pulled the door wide, looked inside, saw the cash. There it is, he breathed and reached in. Victoria watched in slow motion. His fingers touched the bills, started to pull. Snap. Then another. And another. Ryan screamed, not a yell, not a shout, but a genuine scream of wild, sudden, shocking pain. He jerked his hand back, but the traps had already clamped onto his fingers. 3 of them, 2 on his right hand, 1 catching his left. Mom wants a new car for her birthday for status, so I'm taking your money from the safe. I'm not asking permission, because we already decided without you. My husband snapped and rushed toward my safe. But the moment he touched the money, he screamed in wild pain. Ryan dropped to his knees, clutching his hands to his chest. The mousetraps dangled from his fingers, metal bars crushing skin. Blood dripped onto the floor. What the hell? He screamed. What did you do? Protected what's mine, Victoria said calmly. Patricia ran into the closet, saw her son, the blood, the traps. Her face twisted. You monster! You maimed my son! He tried to steal my money. That's not stealing. He's your husband. Was. Now he's a thief. Patricia rushed to Ryan, trying to remove the traps. He screamed, pushed her away. The springs were tight, hard to release. Call 911. Patricia shrieked. No. What do you mean no? He's hurt. Let him call. Or you. I'm not obligated. Victoria pulled out her phone, started filming. What are you doing? Patricia tried to block her, documenting evidence. Attempted theft. Breaking into a personal safe. Criminal trespass. What trespass? He lives here. He used his key to commit a crime. Ryan managed to pry one trap off. His finger was swollen, bleeding, possibly broken. He stared at Victoria like he'd never seen her before. You planned this? Yes. I knew you'd try to steal, so I protected myself. This is insane. This is self-defense. Patricia removed the second trap. Ryan moaned, pressing his hand to his stomach. His fingers were bloody, swollen, mangled. We're suing you, Patricia hissed. For assault. Go ahead. I'll countersue for theft. What theft? He's your husband. And he tried to steal $100,000. I've got video. Victoria held up her phone. Patricia went pale. You set this up. I protected my property. Put traps in my safe. That's my right. You knew he'd come? I suspected. I was right. Ryan struggled to his feet, swaying. His left hand hung useless, his right pressed to his body. His face was slick with sweat and tears. I'm calling the police, he croaked. Do it. Tell them how you broke into your ex-wife's safe to steal her money. We're not divorced. We filed last week, and this is theft. Patricia grabbed her son's good arm. Let's go. Now. This woman is crazy. I'm crazy. Victoria almost laughed. You two broke into my home to rob me. I just defended myself. You could have killed him with those things. Mousetraps don't kill. They just break thieves' fingers. Ryan stumbled toward the door. Patricia supported him. At the closet entrance, he turned. You'll regret this. I doubt it. I'll sue you for everything. Try it. They left. Victoria heard the condo door slam. She stood in the closet, staring at the open safe. Blood spotted the floor. 2 unused traps lay nearby. Slowly, she sank to the floor. Inside, strange calm. Emptiness. Relief. It was over. Victoria closed the safe, collected the traps, cleaned the blood, changed clothes, sat on the couch with tea. Her phone rang 30 minutes later. Unknown number. Ms. Victoria Chen? Yes. This is Seattle PD. We received a report that you assaulted Ryan Miller. He's claiming you caused injury. We need you to come in for a statement. I didn't assault anyone. Nevertheless, we need to sort this out. Can you come to the precinct? Of course. When? Today, if possible. I'll be there in an hour. Victoria arrived with printed texts, the video she'd filmed, documents for the condo and safe, bank statements showing the $100,000 was hers. She sat across from a detective, calmly and thoroughly explained everything. So you're saying he tried to steal your money? Yes. I anticipated it and installed protection. Mousetraps in a safe. That's unusual. It's my property. I can protect it. But someone got hurt. A thief got hurt by a security device. I didn't touch him, didn't attack him, didn't threaten him. I protected my property. The detective looked at the video, Ryan opening the safe, reaching for cash, looked at the texts where he threatened to take money by force. He rubbed his face. This is complicated. It's not. He entered my home, opened my safe, tried to take $100,000 without permission. That's theft. But you're married, separated and filing for divorce. Even so, this is... Detective, that money was earned by my business before we married. It's solely mine. He had no right to it. The detective sighed. All right, write out a statement. We'll investigate. Victoria wrote everything, every detail, every date. Signed it, took her copy, left. That evening her friend called. Vic, you okay? I heard something happened. I'm fine. Just getting divorced. What happened? My mother-in-law, money, all of it. Want to get coffee? Thanks, but I need space right now. She turned off her phone, lay on the couch, closed her eyes. Ahead, freedom. Loneliness. But freedom. 2 weeks passed. Ryan didn't call. Patricia was silent. Victoria learned through mutual friends that Ryan had 2 broken fingers, needed stitches, couldn't work, was on disability. The divorce papers were filed. The process moved forward. Victoria threw herself into work. The Portland expansion happened. The safe money went to build out and equipment. A month later, a court summons arrived. Ryan was suing for medical costs and emotional distress. $30,000. Victoria showed up with her lawyer. Ryan sat across the aisle, hand-bandaged. Patricia beside him, stone-faced. The judge reviewed the evidence. The video of Ryan breaking into the safe, the texts threatening to take money by force, the documented pattern of financial abuse. Judgment for the plaintiff, the judge announced. Ryan Miller's claim is denied. Ms. Chin had every right to protect her property. Installing security devices in a personal safe is not illegal. Attempting to access funds without authorization constitutes theft. Divorce proceedings will continue. Next hearing in 30 days. Ryan went white. Patricia clutched her chest. But he's disabled now. His fingers don't work. That's the consequence of his own actions, the judge said evenly. Victoria left the courthouse feeling victorious. Her lawyer walked beside her. Congratulations. Total win. Thanks. What now? Live. Work. Enjoy my freedom. She drove to the office. On the way, she realized she was smiling. First time in months. The divorce finalized 2 months later. Quick, clean. Ryan didn't contest it. Victoria got her decree, and that day booked a week in Hawaii. Alone. To decompress, reset, start over. Sitting on a beach in Maui, listening to the waves, she thought about everything. About the marriage that collapsed because she refused to be an ATM. About the husband who chose his mother over his wife. About the mother-in-law who treated her like property. And she never once regretted it. The mousetraps. The hard line. Because sometimes being hard is the only way to protect yourself. Back home, she opened the Portland office. The agency grew. More clients, more revenue. Victoria worked 12-hour days, but it was her work. Her choice. Her life. Sometimes she heard about Ryan. He'd moved back in with Patricia. Changed jobs. His fingers never fully healed. Patricia still rode the bus. Her dream car never materialized. Victoria didn't gloat. She just lived. Sometimes she was lonely. Sometimes she wanted someone close. But she knew with certainty she'd never again let anyone control her life, her money, her choices. A year passed, then 2. The agency became a major player. Victoria bought a house in Ballard, a Tesla, adopted a golden retriever named Max. One day, walking past Safeway, she saw a familiar figure. Patricia stood outside with shopping bags, looking older, thinner. Victoria walked past without acknowledging her. Patricia either didn't notice or pretended not to. Victoria got in her car, started it, checked the rearview mirror. The reflection looked calm, confident. She'd changed, grown stronger, harder, wiser. And she never once regretted that day she put mousetraps in the safe. Because that was the day she chose herself. Her life. Her freedom. And it was the right choice. The Tesla pulled into traffic, leaving behind the grocery store, leaving behind Patricia with her bags, leaving behind a past that no longer had power. Ahead was a road, open, full of possibility. Max barked from the back seat, settling in. Victoria smiled. Let's go home, buddy. To our peaceful, free life. and the car merged into Seattle traffic, carrying her away from the past toward the future. A future where no one would tell her to give away her money, where no one would call her selfish for valuing her work, where she'd live for herself, not someone else's demands. And it was the most honest, right decision she'd ever made.